Hope Channel, changing lives.
Hello, good evening. Once again, thank you so much. You are watching Love at Home on Hope Channel Ghana. And thank you so much for always staying tuned to this wonderful and educative channel, Love at Home on Hope Channel Ghana. Thank you so much, Akusia. Last week you did a wonderful job. I appreciate that. And to my listeners and viewers, wherever you are, we say, Ayuko, God bless you wherever you are. In the month of September, we've been discussing mental health issues. Yes, mental health issues. There is the need for us to discuss, educate ourselves, so that when it happens to us, we know what to do, where to go, whether it exists, whether we can prevent it, whether there is cure or not. And that is why in the month of September, we've been discussing mental health conditions. Last 2 weeks, we looked at what mental health condition is or was about. And able resource person took us through what it is or what it was, and we are going to continue. And last week we also looked at the signs and symptoms, of what health condition, mental health condition was about, and we saw so many things. Today we are going to look at the preventive and if there is any cure for it. So do not leave the dial. Remember to call in your friends, call in your family members, that they should come. Let us learn so that we prepare our families. So that if you see that somebody is doing something and you are not too sure, quickly you know where to take that person to. I am Efia Sewa Mansa and you are watching Love at Home. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll start the real discussion. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Kumasi, Ghana, Africa, Europe, Asia, North America, South America, Australia. Greetings in the name of Jesus Christ. I'm so excited. From the 1st of October to the 7th of October, God is sending us to Kumasi, the Beulah Seventh-day Adventist Church, for a 1-week evangelistic series. We have captioned the price for the prize. Wherever you are in the world, I invite you to join us every evening 6:30 for us to study God's word together. Please look for Beulah Seventh-day Adventist Church on YouTube and on Facebook. Subscribe to their channel so that you get automatic response when we are about to start. Wherever you are in the world, you can join us every night. I look forward to meeting you. Jesus is coming again. Let us get ready. And I'm asking you to do one thing for me. Pray for me. Pray for the crew. Pray for the team that God will bring some harvest home. Our textbook is going to be the Holy Bible. Make sure whenever you join us in the evenings, you come with your Bible. Kumasi, please let's be at Beulah. Beulah is at Kwaraso Estate in Kumasi every evening from the 1st to the 7th of October. God richly bless you. I look forward to meeting you. Tell others, to also tell others, so that a lot of people enjoy. God bless you.
You are welcome back, and thank you so much for not leaving the dial. The program is Love at Home on Hope Channel Ghana, and we are discussing mental health conditions or mental health issues. We have been having this discussion with a particular resource person, and he's been very, very great and wonderful. So today we are going to continue with the same discussion. But before we go to that person, let me remind you that it can be an angel of hope. Yes, you can, by supporting our programs on Hope Channel Ghana. So if you want to be a member, you can dial *928*34*104#. Then you can send in any amount to 0249193083. Angels of Hope, thank you so much for sponsoring our programs on Hope Channel. God bless you. And if you want to be blessed, why don't you join them? God bless you as you are taking the decision to join them. Now, we've been having the discussion with CPO Aaron Barr. He's a clinical psychiatric officer and a mental health practitioner. He's been supporting us from September, and we've been discussing mental health, what is it about? He's been telling us so many things. My boss. Good evening, how are you?
Good evening.
Yes.
I'm very good. And yourself?
I am very good.
Okay.
Just that there was few traffic in Accra today.
Ah, yes. Yes.
You also experienced that.
Seriously.
But God has been gracious to us.
Yeah.
We are here before Him, and we want still to work with Him.
Amen.
We thank God.
Amen.
If you have reached home, please remember to join us on Facebook, or if you are driving, join us on Facebook, on YouTube, call in your friends. You can call the family to be by their sets as we listen and learn on mental health condition. CPU,
Yeah.
last week, I got the opportunity to watch you.
Okay.
And you were telling us more about the signs, the symptoms, the signs and symptoms. But if somebody is now joining us, I want us to go back.
Okay.
Let's look at what mental health is all about.
Okay.
Then we can come to signs and symptoms. Then we can conclude today's episode on prevention and cure. So what is mental health condition?
Okay. Thank you once again, our cheerful and then very good listeners. And you are going to enjoy it today too.
We thank God.
Yeah. But to start with, when we say positive mental health, all that we're trying to say is that it is the ability of human beings, especially, to be able to live with the strain and stress that is in the environment before we are born. By manipulating the environment, using all resources available so that the person can be able to enjoy normal life.
Mm-hmm.
Why should it be so? It should be so in the sense that whether you or I like it or not, the environment is already stressful. But you and I find ourselves too in the environment. So all that we need to do is that we must be able to swim in the environment, manipulate ourselves, make use of things that are available to us, and then we can be able to lead our normal life.
Oh, really? That's
Just
good.
like he said in Philippians, rejoice in the Lord always and again.
I say we rejoice. Okay, so no, are there types of mental conditions? Are there types at all?
There are so many of them.
Really?
So many.
Okay. So
So
when
many.
I see somebody passing by showing signs of certain things, it is not just one condition or one type of mental health.
It is a type that you have seen.
Ah, okay.
But there are a lot of people who are walking around that they have mental health issues. But because they seem to be functioning well, we don't see it. But people who are closer to them knows that no, there is something wrong. In fact, yesterday I was at this place, the Land Commission, and I met somebody there. And when I saw the person, I went there with somebody who knows the work I do. So when he saw the person, he said, "This is one of your friends." Yeah. How was the person behaving? The man was in suits, all right. But when he entered, he just moved straight to the a certain man who was sitting down there and said, "Yes, I've come today too. What time did you come to work?" But the man was dressed in coats. But you see, the way he was behaving, the way he asked the man a question, that is not the way every normal person should ask that
Okay,
question.
so what are some of the types? You want to know some of the types?
Some of the types of mental ill health are depression.
Okay.
We have one we call it schizophrenia, which we call it the almighty of mental health condition.
Okay.
Then we have one we call bipolar.
Okay.
We have mania. And then even there are some minor ones that obsessive. When we say the person is obsessive, he is preoccupied with something that he will continue to be doing that same thing, though he has done it already. But he's not very sure in his mind that if he has done it. So he wanted always to make assurance, double sure whether he's done it. For example, leaving the house, then he has locked the door before leaving. But when he's going, he got out, he got to the, hey, did I lock my door before leaving? Then the person will get back to come and test whether the door is locked. Then he will go. Then when he or she is going away, he say, did I lock the door? Then you come back again. Yeah. When your mind is preoccupied with something which it is making you as if you are not always sure that you've done it. Meanwhile, you've done it. It is a mental health issue.
So obsession,
yes.
Being too much obsessed with somebody, especially those who are falling in love.
Yeah.
Can that one also be another form of mental health illness or something?
You are falling in love. I think it should be two people who should fall in love.
Oh yeah, but you know, yeah.
Yeah, it should be two people that are falling in love. And if you fall in love, you must fall in love reasonably. I'm using the word reasonably.
Yeah.
In the sense that you're falling in love should not obstruct your day-to-day functioning. So that if the other partner is not there, then it's like you cannot do anything. And you say you are falling in love. And because of that, it's making you to behave that. It is abnormal. Yes.
Hey.
When you are falling in love, that the love that you fell in is not making you to behave like any other person. That is obstructing your day-to-day functioning. That may not make you to be productive. Then there's a problem.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. It is. Now let's go through what we discussed last week. We looked at the signs and symptoms.
Yeah. Last week we discussed about the signs and symptoms of mental ill health. And then I was saying that the signs and symptoms, they are something that, especially the symptoms, they are the things that the client or the one who is sick or having the disorder feels them. They are the things that he or she feels them. That if he should not tell you that this is what I'm feeling, maybe you may not know. But sometimes you may know the reason why or how he's feeling by what he's doing, because we act according to the way we think. So if the person is hearing, for example, strange voices, I'm saying strange voices in the sense that he or she is the only person hearing the voice, nobody else hears them, and responding to what the voice is saying, and you are sitting closer to the person and you don't hear the voice, but you are hearing the person responding to the voice. For example, inappropriate laughter or talking back to you. No, I won't go. I say I'm not going or I won't come.
A person be sitting there alone.
Sitting there alone. And I say, no, I'm not going, I won't come. And you are not talking to the person too. And there is nobody that the person is talking to. But you hear him saying this, then you may think, hey, then it means there's something wrong. So the person was feeling something, and the way he was responding to the feeling, then that makes you to think that there's a problem. So especially when you come to me for assessment, I will ask you the things that you feel. Then I will ask the person you came with what he or she sees. And the things that we see that make us to feel that somebody may be having a mental ill health challenge, they are the things that we say they are the signs.
Okay.
So the signs are the things that we see our fellow or our own people do that society frown on, or that is not normal with the person. Then we say those are the signs of mental illness. Then what the person is feeling, that until he or she tells you, are the symptoms of mental illness. And we went through them, like the inappropriate laughter, like the person is hearing strange voices. Sometimes the person think that he's a special person. He may associate himself to other
Superman. He wants to jump from on top of the building.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes. So he feels grandiose. We say grandiose of ability. That is the technical name we have given. Grandiose of what? Ability. That is, he has some ability to do something that nobody can do.
Supernatural things.
Yes. Then we also have grandiose of personality.
Okay.
He associates himself to high-class people or to celebrities. Yeah. I one time treated somebody, and then when a person came and I was trying to find out the kind of mental illness that he's having, he said that even by then Kofi Annan was he was the General Secretary of the
United Nations.
Yeah, United Nations. He said Kofi Annan take instructions from him. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Kofi Annan takes instruction from him. So such person is associating himself to high-class personality. So we say he has grandiosity of personality. Then there are some of them that say that, look, he can pray in such a way that the rain that comes to Accra, like he fell the other day, that people's houses were almost full and this thing, he will tell you that he can stop the rain from falling and the rain may not fall again. He has that power to do it. He can tell you that I will even pray and all people who have mental problems, they will all be healed. Meanwhile, he's also suffering from mental illness. So such person, he feels he has some special power.
So at what point do we see spirituality come into play as against these mental health conditions?
Interesting thing. Spirituality and mental health. We blacks, okay, let me say we Ghanaians because I have known, but studied as you hear, we are more superstitious. And you know, in superstition, we have mystic feelings. And something that the black man don't understand, then we say it is spiritual. What we, the black, don't have answer to, then we say it is spiritual. Yeah. So, because of our belief, sometimes when those funny things begin to appear, the person says that he's hearing strange voices talking to him. The person is saying that, no, I'm not the Aaron that you know. This time I've changed because I'm there, and when I'm there, certain supernatural spirits come to me and control me, tells me what I should do. So the things that I'm doing, it is not my will or it's not myself, but I'm being manipulated to do it. Then I will say that, no, I will stop school because my mind, the brain in my head is not there, and my head is empty. So I won't go to school again because when they are teaching, my mind is not there, so I can't hear. I won't eat food again because my intestine is rotting. So when I eat, there is nowhere the food will pass through to. So because of that, sometimes that's the reason why he may not eat, because he said he hasn't got intestine. Okay. Those things, when the person begins to say those things, you ask. So it is a question that we ask the person. When especially you are told that the person is not eating, then me knowing those things already, I'll ask, why don't you eat? Then he said, I don't eat because I don't have intestine. Oh, what happened to your intestine? They say, my intestine is rotten. So, in our jargons, we tell you he's having nihilistic delusion.
Okay.
Now, when we talk about the delusion are the false belief that the person have. That's the false belief that the person have. When there's evidence contrary to the belief that the person is having, he or she still holds it. And the belief that he's having, one, his educational background don't support that belief. Two, his religious background also don't support that belief. And then the third one is his culture also don't support it. Then we say he has delusion. And that is one thing which is make mental health so particular, so much so that people who are in quotes spiritual, too much spiritually inclined, they say it is a spiritual problem.
Spiritual thing.
Yeah.
So what are some possible ways that we can prevent some, is it preventable at all?
Yes, mental health, we can prevent mental health, ill health. But I think to be able to prevent mental ill health, I think we will know some of the causes.
Thank you. All right.
Then we can know how to prevent it.
All right.
And one of the causes, the major ones, that I did psychiatry before I understood when our parents said that Seube Waria Kobisa. It ran in families. So when you come to us and we are assessing you, we try to find out whether somebody in the family tree, might have suffered that condition before. Yes. So it ran in families, so it can be inherited. Then another cause of mental illness is that sometimes it is the inhaling of any toxic substance.
Okay.
When you are in utero, that is, you are in your mother's womb, your mother might have inhaled some toxic substance, which may affect you in utero before you are even born. So that person in the family or the family tree, there may not be any mental illness over there. But because your mother has inhaled in something which is toxic, and then as it enters into you, it might have entered your brain and caused some distraction, something over there. You are born, and then you have a mental ill health problem. One of the also assumed causes of mental illness is through birth. During the course of delivery, you know, the head, then everything is soft, fragile. So during the course of labor, and then there is accident that maybe the baby is the head is too big, or the mother may have a very small pelvis. Then the baby want to come. It seems there is no way for the baby to come. Then other things are used to help, like forceps and things are used to help to pull this in. And maybe during the course of using that, when it is pressed too much and the head, then the bones that they are, but then they are cartilage and they are soft, and it might have pressed so much it touch the brain. Through that, you may get it, a mental ill health problem. Sometimes when you are also a child, or not even only when you are a child, but especially when you are a child, and in your early ages, before 5 years, and then an accident has happened that you might have fallen and your head might have violently hit something, or something has violently hit your head. When you grow up, you may get mental health problems. Yes. One of the things too that is also believed to cause mental health is poor nutrition.
Poor nutrition? Yes,
poor nutrition. You know, the body needs some minerals so that it can be able to function well, to make all the organs and everything in the body to function very well. When there is lack of some, and then it is persistent for a long time, it may have effect on the brain, especially when you are in the formative age. It can make you to have mental health problem when you grow.
Okay.
There's sometimes too other environmental things like that. When you say you are bereaved, you've lost a lovely one, somebody who is
so dear to you.
So dear to you. it is normal for someone to bereaved, to pass through the bereavement. And then it is accepted that by 6 months, you should resolve to accept what has happened.
Oh, so there's a timeline to that.
There is a timeline to that. So if after 6 months, you are still bereaving, and you will not eat, and it is worrying you, and it begins to obstruct your day-to-day functioning, then it may become depressed. And depression is another major mental ill health. So bereavement can also cause that. And also trauma. Trauma. You may be subjected to a certain trauma. For example, what is happening in Ukraine now, in combating, and things that is going on, you see how they are shooting people and this thing, and you have to do it, it can make some of them to get mental ill health. Somebody who was raped, under stress, beaten, you know the difficulty that the person will pass through. If after that thing has happened, and they try to hide everything, and he's not taken to go and see a clinical psychologist or a counselor to speak to the person, and the person is thinking about this thing all the time, it can make the person to have post-traumatic stress.
So it is not enough to say, let's give it to God, as if the person will be okay. It is still not enough.
No.
Okay.
If it is the person who has given it to God, then he's ready to empty himself or herself by the process of catharsis. Call it catharsis. Okay? Yes. But if you are saying that, oh, you're from Manyami, and he or she has not given it to God, it's still in him, bottling there. It will explode one day. Then also, overwork. Yes, overworking. Work that they have given to you is too much that you can bear. And it is a cycle that continues all the time. You break down.
But we normally hear people say hard work doesn't kill. It doesn't kill, but in a way it can destroy something.
Yeah, hard work doesn't kill, but overwork is a problem.
Okay.
Overworking is a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. When you are doing overworking, no, it's a problem. Because the body will begin to suffer.
Okay.
And when your body is suffering, you know that the whole mind is connected to, the whole body is connected to the brain. Then the brain is the brain that is doing the work. And the brain is tired, but you are still forcing it to work. The body will also experience the tiredness. And if it continues, and that seems to be the norm, you will break down.
Okay.
Yes. Then another thing from the environment, which can also cause mental ill health, is taking in of some substances, which you call them psychoactive substance. When we say psychoactive substance, we mean substances that when you change, you take, it change the way you think and the way you feel and the way you behave.
Okay.
And the classic one is alcohol.
Okay.
Alcohol is a drug. In our grouping, we put alcohol as a drug or medicine. Because when you take alcohol, it's able to change the chemistry in the body. And it affects the way you think. And it affects the way you behave. And even affect your energy. So psychoactive substances can also cause mental ill health. Then cannabis and cigarette. There are some people that it is cigarette that he was smoking and then he had a mental health problem. So those things too can also cause mental health. Okay. So if these are some of the few ones that we can cause mental ill health. Now, what do we do now to prevent.
Now, before you come to what we do to prevent,
Yeah.
let me announce my WhatsApp number. If somebody wants to ask you something on the show, the number is 0559 680066. 0559 680066. You can send in your contribution or message or question to CPO, and he is going to answer that. But before you come back to the issue of prevention,
Yeah.
we see nowadays people are taking more energy drinks
Yeah.
and other forms of drinks.
Yeah.
Will that also be classified as a type that can have, over time, have serious issues on the mind or something?
Yes.
How? If you can explain that portion for me.
Good. I'm very happy you brought that.
Thank you.
That question. You know, energy drink. They gave it the name energy drink. So it means when you take it, it provides you with energy.
Okay.
Alcohol also is another energy drink. Okay. Now, because we know that we know the substances that are used in making alcohol. They are carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Okay. And carbohydrates provide energy for the body, right? Good. So when you're taking energy drink, it will give you the energy, which is the fuel for the body to be able to perform any muscular or any activity. Okay? But does it also provide you the other nutrients that the body needs to be able to grow and to make the immunity strong? You see what the challenge is? You see, energy drink. The problem with energy drink is that it provides them the energy that will be able to take the body up and down. But it doesn't provide the nutrients that will keep the body healthy.
To match up with that energy.
To match up with, not only to match up with that energy, but it doesn't provide the nutrient that can keep the body healthy.
Okay.
You know, I was saying that one of the causes of mental ill health is nutrition.
Yes.
Nutrients, the minerals that we get them from food. And the energy drink that you are taking, it contains only the carbohydrates. The other minerals and the nutrients are not in
there.
it.
Yeah.
So energy drink, why and when do we take energy drink? You see, when you are hiking, okay, or you are going to do something somewhere for a short period, and you may not get food available there, you may not get time to cook, and you have your energy drink with you, that can be able to provide you the energy to be able to do that thing for that short period of time. And you take the energy drink, you come back home, and then you take your nutrients so that it can be able to keep the body in a healthy condition.
Okay.
But especially these truck drivers, they sit behind their car and they only take energy drink to give them the energy to be able to run the business for even 18 hours, what the number of hours that they will run. But the other nutrients that the body needs so that it can be able to function well are not there. And that is what makes them to be sick.
Okay.
Now, energy drink, when you also take it, is a stimulant.
Okay.
So it will make the mind to be active. Okay? But the mind will also be tired. Though it is awake, it is tired. So it affects them.
So you're putting pressure
You are putting
on the
on the
mind,
brain,
on the
yes,
brain.
and the body. And there are some people that they have mental health issues because of energy drink.
Wow.
Yes, some of them
You
they
have
do.
cases like that?
Yes, I saw more than 10 cases.
Really?
Yes. That when I begin to go into their diet and everything, the reason why they have the problem is that they are taking energy
Now you
drink.
see children, school children, immediately they are going, you see them by the roadside, they are taking energy drink.
Yes.
As early in the morning as that.
Yeah.
So we have a huge
It is a challenge in the sense that if you get to a time, those people will tell you they cannot sleep at night. That is one of the biggest problems with People who take energy drink, they can't sleep at
CPO,
night.
let me go for a break. When we come back, we start with the prevention aspect. Okay. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we continue the discussion. But remember to send in your questions on 20559 680066. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Every individual has a story. Stories of social issues such as infertility.
You did not marry your wife only because she's going to give you a child. You married because you loved her. Whatever comes on your plate, you're ready to accept that.
Abuse, obesity, life struggles, and others can be very frustrating. That is why Real Talk is back again with another exciting season where individuals like you can come into our studio or join us virtually to share your story and experience. To share your story, you can reach us through our WhatsApp number at 0559 680 066, or you can email us at hoptvghana@gmail.com. We say don't lock them away. If you ignore them, they can just get angrier and louder.
Hi. Do you know that alcohol is the most abused drug on earth? Do you also know that smoking a cigarette may take 11 minutes of your lifespan? Do you have someone who is psychologically derailed or mentally ill? Do you know that 1 out of 4 women is abused daily? Do you know that now it's common for children under 12 years to smoke and drink? Do you know someone who is addicted and is struggling to overcome addiction? Then there's a good news. The Wounds of the Heart is bringing you qualified practitioners, personnel who understand certain situations. We meet them in their offices, at their homes, at their comfort zone, and right here on our studios. Make a date with me this and every Wednesday at 4 p.m. right here on Hope Channel.
As a small business owner, Mitaisha Business Forum, our Hope Channel, it really helps me with my business.
Don't let your priorities be because obi eye bibinti. Also share some wide. Why wankasa sawasa. So jani ni obiani.
Okay.
Obiani need so that ungo fa problem ma won.
In the first place, business a risk.
Okay.
It's just all about risk. Now pursue your business, so now you need you should be a risk taker.
Okay.
I would recommend it to you to mess resa also beshebi.
Today we think that Christianity is just some sort of a jacket we put on and we get home and then we take it off and all of that.
If Israel had felt so comfortable in Egypt, would God have gone to deliver them?
God will not come to redeem a people who have themselves adjusted their lives so much to this world.
Without oppression, without tribulation, without trials, there's no need for deliverance.
In this new series of our Bible-based conversations, we are looking at the examples and the experiences of the children of Israel in their journey from Egypt to Canaan, and how this mirrors or parallels our Christian journey, even as we await the second coming of Jesus Christ.
The journey Egypt to Canaan experience and its essence to us today. Showing this and every Saturday at 6 p.m. only on Hope Channel Ghana.
And we appreciate your time that you are still with us on Hope Channel, and we are discussing mental health issues on Love at Home, and we were looking at preventive measures. We are asking ourselves, we are asking CPO if there is actually a way to prevent and maybe cure mental health issues. So you were telling us before we left for break.
Yeah.
Can it be prevented?
Yes, mental health, we can prevent it. Especially when you know that mental health can run in families. Then, if in your family there is mental health disorder in your family, it will be very unwise for one to go and also marry somebody who they also have mental health issues in their family. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Good. So that if our old people, they say that ube warrior kobisa. So if your partner that you marry don't have mental health issue, and you also don't have mental health issue, then it is more likely that your offspring may also not have mental health issues when they are taken care of very well, and then the environmental conditions are okay. So by doing that, you can prevent it. Okay. Another one too, what we can also do to prevent mental ill health is that if you know that you come from a family that mental health issues are in the family, then it will be very wise for you not to marry from another family that they also have mental health challenge in their family. Do you see? Good. So that your offspring, you will guide them in such a way that the environmental things that can trigger what is already inside your child, if your child happens to take one of the genes from you that may make the person to have a mental health issue, he should be prevented from those environmental things. So that when the child is cared for well, taught early, this is we and this can be you. So don't smoke, don't take those false energy boosters, and then you eat well. The child is taught
to manage the
stress, depression. The child is made to react with the environment well. What do I mean by the child is made to react with the environment well? The environment, as I've said, is already stressful. And when the child is coming, he must be made, or she must be made to interact with the environment well, so that he can be able to be confronted with challenges and help himself to solve the problem. So that when he is on his own or her own, he can be able to mingle very well. Now, when I was also saying it, one of the things that we can also do to prevent mental ill health is that we must not pamper our children. We should not pamper them. Because if stress, trauma can cause mental ill health, then we must expose our children to problem solving, so that we guide them to solve their own problems, not that we solve problems for them. Some parents have overprotected their children so much so that the moment the children are out from their gates, the mother and daddy himself, they are uncomfortable because they don't know how the child can manage herself. They are not there. Then the child also feels insecure because daddy is not there, mommy is not there, because he's not helped to mingle with the society so that he can be able to know how the society is, mingle with the society so that he can be able to come out of how the society is and to interact with the society very well. Because they say if you want to mingle, you first have to jingle.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are not taught those things And then all of a sudden, some children, they go to boarding house and then they fall sick. Why? Because that place seems to be stressful. Why? Mommy and daddy, they solve every problem for it. They say, "Nye," then the thing is provided. So he goes to a place that like there is instruction there, then it's like he's in prison. Then anxiety comes in, stress. Then if it's not well managed, he develops depression, mental illness.
Yeah. Okay, so do we have a natural way of caring? Because for Africans, people would want to know if there is a natural way of caring apart from the scientific approach that when you come to the hospitals we see.
Natural way of curing.
Curing mental health.
Natural way of curing mental health. I wouldn't say that there's any natural way of curing mental health. In a sense that one of the causes of the mental health, which is known, is a disorder of the neurotransmitters in the brain. So if it is the neurotransmitter disorder that is in the brain, then there is the need to help the neurotransmitters to be able to flow from one synapse or one end to the other.
Okay.
And that one can well be done by providing the person with the necessary nutrient that the body needs.
Okay.
So one of the natural ways you can help in preventing mental illness is to help that the child must get balanced diet. And when there is balanced diet, then the immunity is also strong. Then when there are other stresses that come to the body, because of good immunity, they will be able to fight those things. Yeah, so I would say that there are natural ways to.
Okay, so COP, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
The person says, please ask COP, what is the best way to improve mental health and memory? And is it right to first go for a mental health check of your partner before relationship or marriage?
That would be, I'll start from the last one.
From Tamale, Ismail.
Okay. Yeah. You can go for mental health assessment. Not that you should go and check. Both of you should go and check your mental health status from a mental health practitioner. Yeah, it will be fine. And when that is done, and you all know your status, that will be fine. Then you ask for advice. He will advise you. Then you make your decision. He will not decide for you. That one I know, he will not decide for you. But he will advise you that with this and this and this, this is what are likely to happen. Then he gives you the advice. Then you try to solve it.
Okay. And the other question is, what is the best way to improve mental health memory?
The best way.
The mental health and the memory itself.
In fact, the best way to improve the memory is to make sure that you do not insult the memory.
What do you mean by that?
You don't take anything that will incite the memory, like hard drugs, that they deceive our children. That when you take cannabis, you become a shark. It makes you to think fast.
You are mentioning cannabis. Somebody may be watching, you don't know, he doesn't know what cannabis is.
That is Abosam Tawa. That is we. The common name is we. Yeah. So if you take those things, that to make you to become a shark, no, it is never true. It's never true. So the best way that you can improve your memory is by eating balanced diets. Don't be eating junk food. Eat balanced diet. Exercise the body. Take enough water. Take foods that are healthy for the body. Have enough rest for yourself. Free your mind, especially. Free your mind from tension. Do what you can do for the day, and what you cannot do, carry it to the next day and do it. Be free in your mind. Then the last but not the least is Be in yourself. Don't pretend.
Those who want to live, some people want to live soft life and be in a certain category of lifestyle, and where they do not belong.
Good.
They want to push themselves there.
Good. You are just worrying your mind. So be in yourself. Know who you are and play according to who you are and live according to the way you are. And you don't have problem.
Ismail, thank you so much for the question. Now, COP, the next question is, please, is palm wine advisable to drink for nutritional purposes?
Palm wine? One, is a carbohydrate. Two, it contains alcohol. And alcohol, the body needs alcohol. Yes, it's true that the body needs alcohol. And that is why any food that you take that contains sugar and starch is alcohol. And even the ones that we take in the food, normal food that we eat, is even too much. You know, when they cook kenke and the water that is used in cooking kenke, you put it down 2 days and you take it. Do you know that it can boost you?
Yeah, the fermentation process.
The fermentation, yeah. So, even the alcohol in that is even too much. You see. So, palm wine contains alcohol. And alcohol is not good for us. Too much alcohol is not good for us. So, I will not advise you to take palm wine. The reason why I will not advise the person to take palm wine is that if you begin to take any kind of alcoholic beverage, there are certain things in our brains that make us to tolerate it. First, you take it, you wouldn't like it because it is a new thing you are adding to the system. So the system will fight it. But when you begin to continue supplying the body, then it will come to a stage that the body will not identify it and accept it to be part of the system. So you supply it and it's accepted. It gets to a certain stage, you supply that same quantity and it is not enough, so you add a little. So you keep on adding a little till it becomes overboard.
Too addictive and becomes a problem for you.
So don't even start.
Okay, so COP, there's another question for you. He says you've been mentioning balanced diet. Please, in a layman's way, what do you mean by balanced diet?
Good. When I say balanced diet, or they say balanced diet is a diet that contains all the required nutrients in a reasonable proportion in it, that we take it every day. It is balanced diet. Taking food that will contain all the nutrients. The body needs some calcium, the body needs vitamins, the body needs some iron, the body needs other minerals in the body for it to function very well. So that when you are having them in the right proportion, then we call that one balanced diet.
Right. So give us your counsel. We have a few minutes. Counsel us. Then when you are done, you give us your contact number. If you want to reach out to COP Ba, then he can further advise you.
In the management of mental...
Your advice is to children, adults, the youth, those working, everybody.
For our today's program, the treatment of mental ill health, anybody that you feel that you have a mental health problem, or any of a loved one or a friend have mental health problem, please get to any clinic, hospital that is closer to you. And when you go there and you tell them your problems, when they assess you and they know that it is a mental health problem and they don't have a unit over there, they will refer you to the appropriate place where you go, and then your problem will be addressed for you.
Okay.
Advice to everybody, mental health is the most, to me, not because that is my profession, but to me, and I can challenge anybody, that mental health issue should be the most important priority of all aspects of health. I mean, for all aspects of health, mental health is the chief, but we don't know. Ask me why. I can lose my one leg and I can live my normal life.
Very true.
Some people, by accident, they lost part of their body and they are leading their normal life. Some people have diseases in their abdomen, they open it, cut some away, and some are even removed completely.
Yeah.
They are leading their normal life.
Some are replaced.
Some are even replaced. They are leading their normal lives. But when your head is cut off, there is no solution to it. There is no solution to it. Your head is cut off and you are dead. Why? Because I tell my clients that our head is the main switch of the body, that all other things are connected to it. And once you are connected to the head, you are alive. The moment you cut yourself, you are dead. So when the head is not there, the whole body is dead. So our children, let's feed them well. Our children, before we marry, we do proper check and then analysis so that we marry a healthy one. When our children are also brought up, we should know that they are coming into stress. We guide them to be able to overcome the stress. Let's not solve their problems for them. We guide them so that they can be able to solve their own problems. So that when you are not there, they can also be able to manipulate the environment so that they can live their normal life in the midst of hustling.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, kindly share your number with us.
My number is 0244 79 3582. And I repeat, 0244 79 3582. And if you have any issue, don't mind calling me anytime, any day. I'm ready for the service of my kind.
So on behalf of my viewers, Love at Home, we say thank you so much, CPO Aaron Barr, for this education you have given to us in the month of September. We cannot thank you enough. All that we can say is God bless you. And to you families out there, do not hesitate, as he said, to reach out to him with any issue concerning mental health conditions. If you want to further understand, you can always call him. But let me remind you that our book, our Bible, says that 3 John chapter 1 verse 2.
3 John 3
John verse 2. He says, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. And I guess that is what CPO Barr took us through, that it is your duty to make sure that you prosper by taking good care of yourself, eating well, taking care of your environment, and making sure that you do not do things you cannot do. Live within your means. Children are going to be reopening, they are going to go to school. Parents have started asking, what do we do? Do what you can, go to God in prayer. Your Savior is there for you and is ever ready to answer all your issues. Until same time next week, when we come with you or into your homes with another wonderful topic, In the month of September, we've been discussing mental health conditions, and we bring another topic, interesting topic to you for us to continue to learn in our families so that we'll be better as we prepare ourselves to meet Christ for his soon return. Same time next week, I say good night and bye-bye.